Hey all. Oh gosh, where's my voice gone? Seems to have disappeared. Hello all. How are you? Just realizing this looks a bit wishy-washy on me today. I used to love this top, but it looks a bit meh now. Probably because I've been so used to wearing brighter colors recently. So yeah, so isn't it interesting how things affect us? I'm just going to turn my emails off because I've just had a notification. So let's get rid of that. Hello. Not sure if anyone's going to join me today because yesterday I was busy during the day, so didn't put out the invitation to join me for this. And then, of course, yesterday evening, Facebook disappeared. And I don't know about you, but I rather enjoyed the peace and quiet that I had in the evening. I did join a training, so I wasn't completely at rest, so it were. And I hunted someone down earlier, almost as soon as it had started, because we were supposed to be talking, and found her mobile number. So I text her, and she then messaged me the Zoom link, and so we could talk. But it just reminded me how much we blooming well rely on social media. And good morning, Jenny. And it's a really good reminder, actually, for any of us who are, use social media for business, that we need alternatives, because we've long been told, it's about the list of people we have, and it's not just about using Facebook, etc. But yesterday was a real reminder. What with Facebook, Insta, and WhatsApp down, of course, all owned by Facebook, it really took a big chunk out of our ways of communicating. Good morning, Carrie. Foggy morning in Minnesota. We've had torrential rain, and I saw the news reports this morning. Knightsbridge in London, which is a very posh area of London, flooding, kind of, more than this, cars driving through, terrible rain. So we're having bonkers weather. And at the end of this week, so it's chilly here. Let me just look at the temperature. What temperature is it here today? Oh, it's 15 degrees, not that bad, but we're up to the 20s again at the weekend, 2021. Okay, not high 20s, but change. Of course, just as I've got the extra quilt on the bed because it was getting a bit chilly. So that's what I'm going to talk about, actually. I can't believe it's October already. Where has this year gone? I can feel my hibernation tendencies kicking in. I've just changed the image on Introvert's Corner to be a more autumnal look than the kind of late summer look that it had, because that's definitely reflecting how I'm feeling, with some fallen leaves and a pumpkin and woolly socks. And I've enjoyed getting my woolly jumpers out. And I'm hoping that my menopause symptoms will have eased enough that I can enjoy my woolly jumpers this year, because I do love getting into a cozy jumper. But for the last 10 winters, I've hardly felt the cold. I remember when this is going off on a bit of a tangent. I remember when my menopause first started, you could tell I was early menopausal woman, because I was on a train to London November with open-toed sandals on and no socks, because I can't bear having hot feet and not being able to get air around my feet. I remember being laughed at, because if I'm hot in bed, I'll throw one leg and one foot out of bed, and then all of a sudden I feel better. So the good news is, dear followers, my feet are cold today. I haven't got socks on. I must admit, wrong side. I should have gone the other side. I've got kind of interesting boots on with no socks. But my feet are cold. And that is a really good sign, I think, because it means that maybe I'm out the other side finally of the menopause. Maybe I'm now officially post-menopausal. Gosh, wouldn't that be exciting? So what is there to talk about in this October then, beginning of October? If you've listened to last week's podcast episode, you'll know it was all about how we hold ourselves back as introverts. And I stopped when I got to 20 ways. I know I could have continued, because what I realized listening to my clients is there are so many ways in which we hold ourselves back. And I'm not saying extroverts don't hold themselves back, because I know some of them do. But I think there are very particular ways in which we hold ourselves back. So if you haven't listened to that, I'd really encourage you to give it a listen, because at the end, I take the first one and I kind of turn it around and deconstruct it and see how we could then, stop allowing that to hold ourselves back. And then I encourage you to do that with any others that you recognize. And then this week, because I had so many reactions to that, a few messages, some emails, lots of things kind of came in as a result of that, I decided to almost circle right back. So the episode that's coming out this Thursday is about how flourishing starts with a decision and continues every day with the choices, moment by moment. So flourishing isn't a destination. Flourishing is a journey. Flourishing is a state of mind. Flourishing is a choice. And it really felt appropriate just to circle back to that, because I think, well, even for me at this time of year, when all of my instincts are to snuggle down, close the kind of hatches, close the curtains, shut the outside world out, I know that actually what is needed is for me to stay present, to stay visible, and not just retreat. Because there are clients who I won't say depending on me, that's taking it a bit far, but there are clients who are looking to me to help them to stop kind of hiding, to stop hiding away. And it's kind of counterintuitive this time of year, because most of us, that's what we want to do. We want to hide away more. You may not know it, but end of this month, I'm launching. You may remember this time last year, I launched Frustrated to Flourishing, and I've revamped it based on the feedback, and it's now called Introvert Emerging, because I've had so many clients potentially contact me saying that they feel overlooked, undervalued. And some of you I know helped me with that feedback. And so Introvert Emerging is launching at the end of this month, and it's a 5-week program. So by Christmas we'll be done, which means we're in a good place come the new year to start without then thinking about, okay, what do I do differently? We've kind of got all the ducks lined up ready for the beginning of the new year. So I encourage you counterintuitively, and I know you're in different parts of the world. So Carrie, I imagine that we're starting to get close to that time when the lake freezes over. Would that be right? We're starting to get close to snowy times. And Jenny, you're in Canada, so you might be able to help us out with that. Apparently, the weather forecast for here in the UK is that later this month, we're expecting snow, not as far south as I am, but further up north, which is pretty early for us. So I think it's fair to say that the unusual weather conditions are continuing. And I'm rather hoping that I do get to see snow this year, because I love snow. I think I may have shared with you that one of my favorite trips was when I went to Swedish Lapland, to near Kiruna and up into the ice hotel. And it was just magical, absolutely magical. More than a month, may or may not snow by November the 1st. Okay, yeah, so we're getting close-ish then, Carrie. And when you do, send us some photos, will you? Because you know how much I love the snow. Oh, so while we're here then, what do you think about me running my seasonal sanity savers again? I've run it for the last couple of years, where every day throughout December, I upload an A to Z and then a countdown into the new year of things that help us through that kind of what can be a tricky season for introverts. So shall I do it again? So if you're with me live watching now, which I know some of you are, let me know if you think it would be a good idea for me to do those seasonal sanity savers again. And if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, thumbs up to the seasonal sanity savers again, or meh, not fussed really, or no, I'm tired of it now. Let me know. So what's Jenny saying then about BC West Coast, where there's tons of snow in the upper mountains, but fairly snow-free till Christmas? Oh, lovely, 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 Jenny. As you know, we got married in Canmore, just south of Banff. So I love that part of the world, and I want to go back. We got married in August. I want to go back to that part of world in winter season. Oh, okay. Yes to seasonal sanity savers for Jenny, but Carrie, maybe for others, I'm already overwhelmed with what I'm doing. So there's nothing to, just to give you the heads up, Carrie, there's nothing for you to do when it comes to the seasonal sanity savers. These are reminders of how to keep your sanity. So I'm going to be as bold as to say it's probably a good idea for me to run them and for you to, even if you don't see them all, Carrie, but just to kind of clock in every now and again and just give yourself a few moments in order to get your sanity back. Oh, not even to read anything anymore. Okay. Yeah, Jenny, God's home. I absolutely agree. Carrie, okay, well, let me know if there's anything we can do, because I don't like the thought of any of us being overwhelmed to that place, because to that degree, because I know that the next stage on for that, for me, becomes introvert hangover and then introvert burnout. And if there's any way I can stop you getting into introvert burnout, Carrie, let me know. And I'm there for you, because I know that's not a great place to be. So I look forward to seeing you. I think I'll be here next week. I was so tempted not to run one of these today, because I felt kind of already in that retreat mode. So yeah, I was tempted not to be here, but I'm glad I did. Oh, good. Carrie, I'm pleased to hear that. So Carrie's saying that she's about to get to the place where some things are going to drop off. Delighted to hear that, Carrie. But let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Just drop me a quick message and I'll be there for you. Anyway, nice to see you. Please let me know about the seasonal sanity savers for those watching on replay, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Take care.